So you're thinking of moving to the Olympia or Joint Base Lewis McChord area, and you don't know if you should rent or if you should buy. This video is going to be for you.
We're going to run through some actual pricing of rental property, some actual payment examples of homes in case you do want to buy a home here. So you'll get all of the information you need to know in a rent versus buy scenario.
So we're going to start with the smallest type of scenario. So maybe you're single, maybe a couple, you need about 1,000 square feet, and you're probably going to get an apartment. Okay, so it's going to be, like I said, about 1,000 square feet, and you're going to pay about $1,875 a month as it stands right now. And these are prices if you had to get into the rental right now. This isn't an average of what people are actually paying right now, because maybe they got into their rental 2 years ago, who knows. So $1,875.
So if you're thinking about buying in that same square footage range, a 2-bedroom, we're estimating that house might be worth around $344,000, so $344,000. We ran a payment of $1,950 a month. That's if you were putting 5% down, and rates are right around 3% right now. So currently $1,950 a month for a similar sized home that you would rent for $1,875. So that would be your difference in rent versus buy.
So if this is you and you're looking for a 2-bedroom, basically what's going to happen is if you want to purchase the house, it's going to be about $75 maybe a month more, but you're also going to receive a tax deduction. And that tax deduction is going to equal probably between $150 and $225 depending on your tax bracket. So you're already ahead if you were to be the homeowner, and you're not going to have a neighbor on top of you or beside you.
So if you're thinking about renting and you need a little bigger space than a 2-bedroom, if you're looking at a 3-bedroom house, somewhere around 1,800 square feet, you're going to be paying somewhere around $2,300 a month for a rental home. That includes a little bit of a backyard, a decent amount of square footage, in a decent neighborhood in this area.
And if you're looking to buy about that same amount of space, around 1,800 square feet, you're going to be looking at about $475,000 on a purchase, which is going to actually put you quite a bit over the rental market for this particular size. Its payment on that is about $2,550 per month. So when you're comparing the two, because we're in the middle range of size, what we're seeing is that it costs quite a bit to buy, it also costs quite a bit to rent, but the buying actually is a little bit more in this scenario, and it's because the prices have just been pushed up more recently.
Yeah, there's definitely a high demand for that square footage range in this area. It's what most people are looking to buy, so pricing has gone up a little bit in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So if you're in the market for a little bit bigger home, if you need 4 bedrooms, maybe 5 or 6 bedrooms, 2,900 square feet or 3,000 square feet, somewhere in there, you're going to be looking at $2,900 at least per month for a rental, and that's going to get you a decent sized yard in a really good neighborhood.
So if you need a little more space and you need that 4+ bedroom, like Jessica was saying with the rental market, but you want to buy instead, what you're going to find is that on average, it's going to be about 2,600 square foot home to get the 4+ bedrooms, and you're going to be paying about $3,000 a month, and that average price is going to run about $575. So you want something a little bit nicer, it's going to go up from there, but that's about the average. It's about that $3,000 a month.
In this price range, the 4 to 5 bedroom, 2,600 square foot range, we're looking at the pricing of a rental and a pricing to buy of being very similar in a monthly payment. So depending on the scenario, you may want to look at consulting with a realtor to figure it out for yourself, but it might be one of the only price points that I would say if you're only going to live here for 2 years or less, it might make more sense to rent. So in most cases, almost always, it makes more sense to buy. But if you're short term and you're looking at like 2,700 square feet, 5-bedroom, you may be paying less in that short term if you rent than if you buy.
And the reason's because you are just borrowing a lot more money to make the purchase. So if you were putting, say, more than 5% down, it was 20%, which we find most people don't have 20% because we're all normal people here. It makes sense that as you move up in price, that monthly payment's going to go up too. So we get this question, how many times a day?
At least twice a day.
At least twice a day. So should they rent or should they buy? Is any person out there. And I can honestly say, in most cases, if you're going to be around for a while, it makes sense to buy, especially with the market going up. The people who did not buy a home in this area 1 or 2 years ago are kicking themselves because the house values went up over $100,000. That's $100,000 they could have had in their pocket while getting a tax deduction, while not paying off the tenant's property or the landlord's property, excuse me.
So one thing I will mention, if you're coming from out of state, a lot of times we get phone calls from people looking to rent property. They know they're only going to be here, maybe they're going to JBLM and they're not going to be here longer than 2 years and they just need a place to rent. So in this state, realtors are not necessarily property managers. It's a different kind of license that you have to have. So you may be looking at a property manager versus a real estate agent if you're thinking about renting.
So if you are thinking that you want to buy, that's cool. Feel free, reach out to us. We can obviously help you with that. If you are looking to rent, the way that it works that Jessica explained is that it's not as easy as just a realtor finding rental property here. It's not how it works, unfortunately. So we do have really great resources though, where we can get you connected. So still reach out to us. We'd be happy to share different websites, different local property management companies. We really need to see where you want to be, what you want to pay, and then we can direct you in the right area.